Hello my dear friend, how are you? Welcome back for listen real and interesting story, so let me start. This story is of stepdaughter, she's mother, husband and husband's ex-wife. So title is on Reddit, my stepdaughter died 4 weeks ago and I caught my husband and his ex-wife in our bed. I've been part of Becca's life for a long time now. She was only 7 years old when I first came into her life, and in the 7 years that followed, we formed an incredibly strong bond. We had a closeness that made me feel like I was truly her second mom, and I cherished every moment with her. Watching her grow from a young girl into the 14-year-old she was when she passed away was such an honor. It's hard to even put into words how much she meant to me, and the loss of her has been absolutely devastating. Throughout my time with Derek, my husband, I've always had a good relationship with everyone involved in Becca's life, especially with Sam, Becca's mom. Sam and I get along so well, and we've never had any issues in the 7 years I've been married to Derek. I know some blended families can be complicated, but ours was anything but. Sam has always been very kind and supportive of me, and she never once seemed to mind that Becca called me Mom too. It was a title that Becca gave me, and Sam never made it awkward or difficult. In fact, Sam was always so respectful of the relationship I had with Becca, and it was clear that she wanted Becca to have the love and support of both her biological mother and me. It's comforting in a way to know that we all worked so well together. The three of us, Derek, Sam and I, always put Becca first, making sure she felt loved and supported by all sides. There was never any tension, no jealousy or competition for her affection. Becca had the benefit of knowing that both her biological parents and her stepmom loved her unconditionally, and we were all dedicated to providing her with the best possible environment to thrive in. But despite all of this, everything changed in an instant. Losing Becca so suddenly has been the hardest thing I've ever gone through. It's hard to believe that the girl who filled our lives with so much laughter and joy is no longer with us. The grief is all-consuming, and it feels like the world has become so much emptier without her in it. I still find myself expecting her to walk into the room with that infectious smile, or hear her laugh in the other room as she talked to friends. But instead, there's this unbearable silence. I'm still trying to navigate through this grief, and it's been especially hard to deal with the fact that Derek, Sam, and I are all feeling the weight of the loss in our own ways. We have our own individual sorrow, but we also have this shared pain of losing someone we all loved so deeply. It's hard to know how to move forward from here, but I know that Becca would want us to continue supporting each other. We all have different ways of grieving, and that's been something I've had to come to terms with, but through it all, we've still been able to lean on one another. Right after Becca's passing, Sam had so much anxiety and depression that she was unable to be by herself. She has no family besides us, so we invited her to stay with us. Sam has been really struggling with Becca's passing. It's heartbreaking to see how much she's hurting, and I can completely understand why she's been staying in Becca's room. It feels like her only connection to Becca now, and I know how important it is for her to hold on to any part of Becca that she can. She hardly leaves the house, and when she does, it's only for short periods, usually just to run a quick errand or go somewhere with a purpose. Otherwise, she spends most of her time in Becca's room, lying in bed, and trying to process the overwhelming grief. As much as it breaks my heart to see her in so much pain, I can't imagine what she must be going through, having lost her only child. I try to be there for Sam as much as I can, letting her know that she's not alone and that I'm here for her whenever she needs me. I keep reminding her that it's okay to grieve however she needs to and that there's no rush to get back to her usual routine. It's so important for her to take her time with this. Losing a child is something no one should ever have to go through, and I want her to feel supported in every way possible during this difficult time. I don't pressure her to leave Becca's room or to get out of the house if she's not ready for it. I understand how hard it is, and I just want her to know that she has the space to process everything at her own pace. This morning I had a few errands to run, and I thought it might be nice to offer Sam a chance to get out of the house, even for just a little while. I knew that getting out of the house and doing something different might help take her mind off the constant reminders of Becca's absence, even if just for a moment. I asked her if she'd like to join me, hoping that a change of scenery might help, but Sam declined. She said she'd rather stay home and sleep. I completely understood, so I didn't push her further. Sam's grieving process is different from mine, and I respect the way she chooses to handle it. Sometimes, the best thing she can do is stay in Becca's room and just be in the space where she feels closest to her daughter. Before I left to run my errands, I made sure to check in with Derek and let him know where I was going and how long I would be gone. He works from home, so he's around, and I told him to keep an eye on Sam and maybe encourage her to eat something. I know that she's been having a hard time eating and taking care of herself, and it's important that Derek helps with that. I can't be there every minute of the day, so it's reassuring to know that Derek is also doing what he can to make sure Sam is getting the support she needs. It's a tough time for all of us, and it feels like we're all just trying to hold each other up as we navigate this enormous loss. After I made my way to the post office, I realized halfway through that I had forgotten my library book which I needed to return. I didn't want to risk another late fee, so I decided to head back home and grab it before finishing up my errands. It wasn't a big deal, just an extra stop, but I didn't think anything of it at the time. When I walked through the front door, I immediately heard some strange noises coming from my bedroom. It was clear from the sounds that something was happening that should not have been happening. My stomach dropped and I froze for a moment. The realization hit me like a wave and I knew exactly what was going on. It felt like the world was closing in around me. The heartbreak was instant. I never imagined I would walk in on something like this. The betrayal I felt was suffocating and I didn't know how to process it. I never thought something like this would happen, especially not with Sam. I stood there for a second, unsure of what to do. My thoughts were racing and my emotions were all over the place. I wanted to scream, to run out of the house, but something inside me told me to confront them, to face the situation head-on. I gathered what little strength I had left and walked toward the bedroom. I opened the door without thinking twice, my heart pounding in my chest, and as soon as I saw them, I lost it. I began yelling at both of them, demanding to know what was going on. My words were harsh and filled with disbelief, as I couldn't understand how they could betray me in such a way. Sam, clearly overwhelmed by the situation and my reaction, started having an anxiety attack. She immediately ran out of the room and locked herself in the bathroom. I could hear her sobbing from the other side of the door, and it made everything even more heartbreaking. Derek, on the other hand, was frozen in shock for a moment, but then he began apologizing profusely, repeatedly telling me how sorry he was. But the words felt hollow. The hurt I was feeling was so deep and his apologies couldn't take it away. I didn't know how to even look at him. The man I had trusted, the man I had been building a life with, was the one who had betrayed me in the worst way possible. And Sam, who had always been kind to me, had now become a part of this betrayal. I didn't know what to do next. The hurt and betrayal were consuming me, and nothing Derek said could make it better. I just wanted to leave, to get away from the house, but I didn't. I stayed there, in that room, with everything falling apart around me. There was no easy way to fix this, and I wasn't sure if anything could ever make it right again. I asked him what the hell was happening. He told me that he made himself and Sam some lunch and they began talking about Becca and shared some memories. And then Sam ended up kissing him and he didn't pull back, and then it ended with them in our bed. They're both begging me to understand that the reason this happened was because of grief. They claimed that the pain of losing Becca caused them to become intimate, that it was a moment of weakness, and that they both made a huge mistake. Derek keeps repeating that it was a one-time thing and that it didn't mean anything, but that doesn't change the fact that it happened. Sam has apologized multiple times too, saying she never meant for it to go this far, that she never wanted to hurt me. They both keep saying that they are deeply sorry, but that doesn't change the betrayal I feel in my heart. I don't know what to do anymore. I'm caught in this whirlwind of emotions and it feels like I'm drowning. On one hand, I love Derek so much. I've spent so many years with him and I can't just forget all the good times we've had. He has been my partner in every way and I can't just erase the life we've built. But then I think about what he's done and it feels like my whole world is crashing down. He's not the man I thought he was. How can I trust him again? How can I ever look at him the same way? And what about Sam? I love her too. She's been a huge part of my life and I never thought she would betray me like this. I never thought she would cross that line with Derek, someone who was supposed to be family. It's almost too much to bear. It hurts so deeply. I never expected this kind of betrayal, not from them, not from the people I trusted the most. But it happened, and now I'm left to try to figure out how to move forward. I feel stuck in the middle of this mess. If I walk away from Derek, I'll be walking away from years of love and shared memories. But if I stay, can I ever really trust him again? Can I ever truly forgive him? I don't know how to make sense of any of this, and the pain of it all is almost unbearable. I keep thinking about everything that's happened, replaying it over and over in my head. It feels like there's no clear answer, no easy way out. They both want me to understand, to forgive, to move past this, but I don't know how. I don't know how to move forward from something like this. It feels like I'm losing both of them, and I don't know how to make a decision that won't break me even further. She posted an update on May 11th, 2024. I decided that I'm filing for a divorce. I can't ever trust Derek again, and I don't think I'll ever be able to forgive him for what he did. The fact that this happened is devastating enough, but the revelation that it wasn't a one-time mistake, this betrayal wasn't just a moment of weakness like they first tried to tell me, makes everything worse. It's been going on for months. I feel completely blindsided. I thought we had a great relationship. I thought we had everything figured out. We were building a life together, making plans, and now I'm left with this overwhelming sense of loss. It sucks because I truly believed in the love we had, and this has destroyed everything. Derek came over last night to talk. He wanted to apologize, wanted to explain everything. He confessed to a lot more than I was expecting. Turns out it wasn't their first time having sex like most people thought. I couldn't believe what I was hearing when he told me they had been sleeping together for months, ever since about 3 months before Becca died. I didn't know how to process this information. I felt like my entire world had been shattered all over again. I'm heartbroken. I feel like the person I thought I knew and loved isn't even the same person anymore. All this time, all the moments we shared, it feels like they were lies. The man I thought I knew was capable of doing something like this, and I can't wrap my head around it. The worst part is the timing. I thought they were grieving together, that they were struggling, and I tried to be understanding. I wanted to help Sam get through it, I wanted to support both of them. But now I know that this wasn't just a one-off mistake. This was something much deeper, something planned. I don't even know how to deal with that. It feels like a betrayal not just of me but of the memory of Becca. To think that while she was still alive, while we were all trying to hold it together and care for her, this was happening behind my back. It's unbearable. Trying to hold it together and care for her, this was happening behind my back. It's unbearable. Then Sam reached out to me last night. She thanked me for everything I had done for her, apologized for what happened, and said she was sorry. I didn't respond. I couldn't. How could I? How could I talk to her after everything that's happened? I blocked her immediately. The betrayal feels just as bad coming from her as it does from Derek. It wasn't just my husband who lied to me, it was her too. I let her into my life, into my family, and she repaid that trust by betraying me in the worst way possible. I don't even know if I'll ever be able to forgive her for this. Now I'm left with all this pain and confusion, trying to pick up the pieces of a life that feels completely broken. I don't know where to go from here, but I know that I need to move on. I need to start healing, even if it means walking away from both of them. It's hard, it's gut-wrenching, but I don't think I can stay in this toxic situation. I don't think I can keep living a lie. I did so much for Sam and considered her a friend, so this hurts a lot, more than I can handle. This is all too much. As hard as this is going to be, I have come to the decision that I need to leave Derek and cut both him and Sam completely out of my life. This is not something I'm doing lightly, but I am finally ready to move on. I have been thinking about it constantly, weighing my options and trying to figure out what's best for me moving forward. At this point, it feels like the only choice left. I cannot stay in a relationship where trust has been completely shattered, where I am constantly reminded that everything I thought I knew was a lie. I am done with the heartache, the confusion, and the betrayal. As much as it hurts, I know that it is time for me to let go and walk away from everything I thought I had with Derek. I know it's not going to be easy. I'm not naive enough to think that this will be a smooth process. The pain of cutting someone out of your life, especially someone you've built a life with, is unbearable. But at the end of the day, I have to prioritize my own mental health and well-being. I can't keep living in a toxic environment where I'm constantly being lied to and hurt. I need to heal, and that means moving on from both of them. Some people have been commenting, saying that I deserve this, that I should have known better than to let Sam into our home, to be around Derek. I've seen those comments and they hurt. They're telling me that I made a mistake by trusting Sam, that somehow I'm to blame for what happened. But what people don't understand is that I am a giving person. I am the kind of person who trusts others, maybe even more than I should. I truly thought Sam was an amazing person. She was kind to me, she was always respectful, and I never once imagined that she could betray me in such a painful way. I didn't expect this to happen, and I definitely didn't foresee the damage it would cause. I understand that some people might think it's unusual to become friends with your husband's ex-wife, but in our case it just worked. We had a good relationship. We got along and everything seemed fine. I never thought that she would take advantage of my trust like this. I shouldn't be blamed for what happened. I tried to do the right thing by making space for Sam in my life, by being supportive of her and Derek's past. I didn't want to cause any friction, and I didn't think that my kindness would be repaid with such a betrayal. So no, I don't think I deserved this. What I deserved was honesty, respect, and loyalty, all of which were ripped away from me without warning. I'm hurt, I'm heartbroken, and I feel completely lost right now, but I also know that I deserve more than this. I deserve a life where I'm not constantly questioning people's intentions, where I don't have to second-guess every relationship I have. It's going to be difficult, but I know that this is the best decision for me. It's time to take control of my own life again, to move forward and rebuild what has been broken. I'm ready to let go of the past, no matter how painful it may be. Thank you to everyone who commented nice things and for the kind messages. You've all been helpful during this insanely difficult time, I appreciate it. She posted an update too on May 13, 2024. I've been receiving quite a few questions about what's been happening recently, so I thought it would be helpful to take the time to answer some of them and provide more clarity on where things stand now. It's been a tough and emotional time, and I'm just trying to take things day by day, but I know a lot of people are wondering about the details and how things are unfolding. I truly appreciate the support I've been getting, and it's comforting to know people care and are looking out for me during this difficult time. So, here are some of the most frequently asked questions I've been getting. Have I told anyone about what happened besides my mom? Yes, I've shared what happened with a few close friends and some family members. It was important to me to let people in who I trust and who I know will offer support. Most of them have been extremely understanding, and they've been really helpful in reassuring me that I'm doing the right thing by leaving Derek and ending the marriage. None of them are speaking to Derek right now, and they've all made it clear that they have my back, which has been a huge comfort. It feels good to know that I'm not facing this alone, and that the people who love me are on my side. Where is Derek staying? At the moment, Derek is staying at a hotel. Our friends have all refused to let him stay with them, which just goes to show how much damage his actions have done to his relationships. He's lost a lot of people due to his horrible decisions, and he's been pretty isolated ever since everything came out. He's reached out to a few people, but most of them don't want anything to do with him right now. I don't know how long he'll be at the hotel, but I imagine he'll stay there until he figures out what's next. Honestly, I don't care about his living situation anymore. He's made his bed and now he has to lie in it. Has he tried fighting me on getting a divorce? Yes, he begged me not to file for divorce at first. He was really insistent that he wanted to fix things, but I made it clear to him that I had already made up my mind. I told him that I just needed him to let me go and that I was too emotionally drained to keep fighting for something that had already been broken. After I told him that, he finally backed off and agreed to the divorce. I think he's realized that I'm serious and that there's no coming back from what he did. At this point, I don't have the energy to fight for a relationship that's no longer healthy for me. I just need to move on and focus on healing. Why isn't Derek staying with Sam? Derek told me that he didn't want to continue hurting me, and that's why he ended things with Sam. According to him, he told her he was done with their relationship for good, and that they shouldn't speak to each other anymore. I don't know how true that is and I really don't care. If they end up getting back together, that's their business, but I've made it clear to him that I have no interest in being involved in any of it. I just want peace and closure. I'm done trying to figure out what's going on with them, and I'm focused on my own healing now. What was Derek's excuse for cheating? Derek told me that the whole thing started as an accidental reconnection one night when I was at my mom's. He said that he was feeling stressed out because we weren't conceiving and had been experiencing miscarriages, so he reached out to Sam to vent. Somehow, that conversation led to them having sex, which is just absolutely disgusting to me. I can't believe that they thought it was okay to betray me like that. It's hard for me to even process the fact that they both went down that path, and the fact that Derek still thinks it was accidental makes it even worse. I honestly don't care about their excuses. It's irrelevant at this point. What matters is that I can't trust him anymore, and that's why I'm ending the marriage. These are just some of the questions I've been getting, and I hope this gives some of you a better understanding of what's been going on. I know this isn't easy to process, but I'm doing my best to stay strong and focus on what's next. This is a painful chapter, but I'm ready to move forward with my life and heal from everything that's happened. She posted an update on May 14, 2024. I just found out that Derek isn't staying at the hotel like he told me. He's actually been staying with Sam this whole time. When I confronted him about it, he told me that it's too expensive for him to stay at a hotel and that Sam is the only one who's willing to help him right now. He tried to explain it away by saying that he's not staying with her in a romantic sense, but deep down I already know the truth, and that's what makes it so much harder to accept. I had a gut feeling this would happen. Part of me knew that they would find a way back to each other, and even though I didn't want to believe it, here we are. I feel so hurt and betrayed by both of them. Just knowing that they are probably still sleeping together after everything that's happened, cuts me to the core. The pain I'm feeling right now is unbearable. The thought that Derek, the man I loved and trusted, is now with the one person I considered a friend, is almost too much to comprehend. It's like everything that was once solid in my life is crumbling, and I'm just left to pick up the pieces. I keep replaying all the moments when I thought things were fine, when I believed in us and in the relationship we had. But now it all feels like a lie. I don't know how they could do this to me, how they could betray me in such a deep way, especially after everything I did for both of them. The sense of betrayal is overwhelming and I feel completely alone in all of this. Part of me wants to reach out and demand answers, to get some kind of closure, but I also know that nothing can change what's happened. They've made their choices, and as painful as it is, I need to accept that. I keep telling myself that I'm better off without them, but it's hard when I still love Derek and I truly thought we had something special. To find out that he's with Sam right now just adds another layer of heartbreak to everything. I thought I was strong enough to handle this, but the truth is I'm struggling more than I ever thought I would. I talked to a lawyer this morning and we are proceeding with the divorce and Derek agreed to it. It's actually happening and I feel some relief that he's not fighting me on this. My mom is leaving on Sunday and honestly, I'm really scared to be alone. The thought of being in this house without her here is overwhelming. She's been such a huge support to me during all of this, and knowing that I won't have her here to talk to every day is making me feel even more isolated. It's hard to imagine facing everything on my own, but I know that I need to try and adjust to this new reality. At least I go back to work on Monday, and I'm hoping that will help to distract me from everything. Having a routine again, focusing on something other than my personal life, might give me some much-needed mental space. I keep telling myself that work will help keep my mind occupied, but I'm not sure how much I'll be able to concentrate. It feels like there's this constant weight on my chest and I can't escape it no matter what I do. But still, I need to find a way to get through each day and push forward, even if it feels incredibly difficult. I'm just trying to hold on to the hope that some normalcy will return soon. The idea of being alone with my thoughts, especially without my mom's comforting presence, is terrifying. I don't want to feel like I'm spiraling into this dark place, but the fear of being alone makes it seem all too real. I guess I just have to take things one step at a time and try to find little moments of peace, even if they're fleeting. She posted an update on a May 15, 2024. I decided to go through some of Becca's things today. It's been hard to go through her things and I keep telling myself that it's part of the grieving process, but I'm not sure how to handle it all. I was sorting through a box in the back of her closet when I came across her diary. I froze for a moment as I looked at it. There's something so personal and intimate about a diary, and I'm torn about what to do. Would it be wrong for me to read it? On one hand, I feel like it might help me feel closer to her. Maybe it would give me a glimpse into her thoughts, things she never shared with me, and perhaps that would bring some comfort. But on the other hand, I feel like it might be an invasion of her privacy, and I don't want to cross any boundaries even though she's gone. I can't shake the feeling that I need to know more about her, especially now that she's not here. We were so close and I just want to hold on to any part of her that I can. I miss her so much and sometimes it feels like I'll never fully understand what she was thinking or feeling in her final days. The thought of reading her diary is both comforting and overwhelming at the same time. I haven't told Derek that I found it either, and I'm unsure if I should tell him. I feel like it might be something personal between Becca and me, but at the same time, it's part of her life and I wonder if he should know too. I'm scared of his reaction, and I'm also scared of what I might find inside the diary. I keep going back and forth about whether I should just leave it alone or read it for the sake of getting some closure. What would you do? Would you read it or would you leave it untouched? I'm feeling so conflicted right now, and I don't know which path would be the right one. Just a little update on a May 19, 2024. I figured it's been a few days since I last updated, so I should share what's been going on. My mom is leaving in just a couple of hours, and I can already feel the heaviness in my chest. I've been trying to prepare myself for it, but honestly, I don't think I'm ready. Having her here these past few days has been such a huge comfort. She's been my rock, the one person I could lean on when everything felt like it was falling apart. She kept me distracted, kept me grounded, and most importantly, she made sure I wasn't just sitting in my thoughts all day. With her around, I was able to keep busy, and that really helped me cope with everything going on. But now, the reality is setting in and I'm starting to feel the weight of it all. Once she leaves, I'll be alone in this house and I don't know how I'm going to handle it. I've gotten so used to her being here and the thought of being by myself again is overwhelming. It feels like a lot is about to come crashing down on me all at once. It's almost like I've been in a sort of protective bubble while she's been here, and now that bubble is about to burst. I don't know how I'm going to fill the empty space without her. I keep telling myself that it'll be okay, that I can handle it, but there's this underlying fear that I won't be able to cope once she's gone. I've been relying on her so much, and now it feels like I'm about to be left to face everything on my own. I'm just trying to take things one step at a time, but I can't help feeling nervous about what's to come. I'm scared that when she leaves, I'll fall back into the dark place I was in before. It feels like a lot of pressure to carry everything by myself, but I know that I have to figure out how to manage it. It's just hard to imagine how things will be when she's gone, and I'm not sure if I'm strong enough to handle it. I guess I'll just have to take it day by day and see what happens. I go back to work tomorrow, first day back since Becca passed away. I'm looking forward to it though because it'll keep me distracted. Also, I did read some of Becca's diary. It made me love her even more, she was such a sweetheart. I went back a few months and saw that she noticed some weird behavior between Derek and Sam, didn't mention that she knew of the affair, but she just wrote that she thought it was kinda strange that they all three would hang out more than usual without me. I might read more of Becca's diary, but so far, I haven't come across anything that's really disturbing or upsetting. It's mostly just the things you'd expect from a teenager. There are pages filled with her thoughts about crushes she had on boys at school, the kind of innocent infatuation that most young people experience. There are also entries where she talks about fights with her friends, the ups and downs that come with growing up and navigating friendships at that age. I've found passages where she reflects on the happy family memories we shared, the moments when we'd laugh together, take family trips, and just enjoy each other's company. It's heartwarming to read those, and in a way, it makes me feel closer to her even though she's gone. It's strange though because I almost feel like I'm intruding on her private thoughts. Part of me wonders if I should stop reading, if I'm somehow crossing a line, even though she's no longer here to ask for her permission. But then again, I tell myself that it's part of the grieving process. I feel like understanding more about her, seeing the world through her eyes as she saw it in those moments, might help me heal. I'm not sure if I'm doing the right thing, but I keep telling myself that it's a way to hold on to her, to keep a part of her with me even though she's no longer physically around. For now, I haven't found anything that truly breaks my heart or makes me question if I should stop, but I'm also aware that it could be hard to keep going if I do come across something that stirs up painful emotions. I'm trying to take it slow, one entry at a time, and see where it leads me. I'm still not sure if it's the right choice to keep reading or if I should stop before I dig too deep, but for now, it's helping me feel connected to her in some way. She posted his last update on a May 26, 2024. Started randomly getting a lot more messages and comments, so I figured I'd do another little last update. It seems like a lot of people are still curious about how things are going, and honestly, I'm grateful for all the support and kind words I've received. It's been a strange, emotional journey, but I'm trying to stay positive and keep pushing forward. My first week back at work went better than I could have imagined. I wasn't expecting it to go so well, especially given everything that's happened, but thankfully it did. I was really nervous going back, unsure of how I would handle it or if I would even be able to focus. But I'm so thankful for my coworkers. They've been incredibly understanding and supportive. They were patient with me, and I think their kindness and the normalcy of work helped me feel more grounded and distracted from everything happening at home. I didn't expect to feel a sense of relief when I got back to work, but it was like a small breath of fresh air after everything that had happened. I know I have a long way to go in terms of healing, but it feels like one small step in the right direction. Having a routine again and being surrounded by familiar faces really helped me find some stability in the chaos. I'm not saying everything's perfect because it's definitely not, but it's a start, and that's something I can hold on to. Hopefully as time goes on, things will continue to get a little easier, one day at a time. On Friday night, I decided that I didn't want to stay home all weekend alone, so I made the decision to drive up to my mom's place. It really helps that I have a 3-day weekend, giving me the opportunity to spend more quality time with her and be in a different environment for a while. I thought a change of scenery would be a good way to get away from everything at home and just recharge a bit. I'm heading back home tomorrow, but for now, being with my mom has been a comforting escape from the emotional weight that's been on me. Her presence always has a way of making things feel a little bit more manageable, and it's been nice to have some time to just breathe and relax. Also, for those of you who have messaged me hateful things about reading Becca's diary, I just have to say, you don't know what it's like to be in my shoes right now. Telling me that I'm a bad mom for reading her diary is honestly ridiculous. You don't have any idea what I'm going through, and I've been doing everything I can to navigate this heartbreaking time the best way I know how. When I read Becca's diary, I learned so much more about her, about the sweet and caring person she was, and it only made me love her more. The things she wrote gave me a glimpse into her heart and her world, and it's been one of the few things that's allowed me to feel close to her right now. Reading her words has helped me stay connected to her in a way that feels healing. It's how I've been able to process my grief and feel a bit closer to her when everything else feels so overwhelming. So please don't tell me I'm a bad parent for trying to find some kind of peace and comfort in this. You have no idea what it's like to lose a child and be forced to find a way to keep going through it all. Please try to understand that everyone grieves differently, and this is how I'm coping. I don't have much of an update, so this will be it. I'll come back and update once the divorce happens though. Thank you to those of you that have been nothing but kind and helpful. You helped me feel less alone. I'll forever be grateful. She posted you paid on a June 1, 2024. Sam saw my Reddit post and is now threatening to sue me. She went as far as making a fake Facebook profile just to message me and tell me that she's going to sue me for sharing what happened with strangers online. Apparently, Derek is supporting her in this, which just adds to everything else that's been happening. I'm feeling completely overwhelmed by this situation. I don't understand how it's wrong for me to vent about what's happened to me, especially after everything I've been through. I'm not the one who messed up in this situation, yet now I'm being harassed for simply expressing my feelings and seeking support. Am I not allowed to talk about my life? Am I not allowed to process what's been happening in the only way that feels right for me? I didn't ask for any of this. I didn't ask for my world to fall apart the way it has, and now I'm being made to feel like the bad guy for speaking out. I'm so tired of everything. Tired of the lies, tired of the manipulation, tired of being treated like I don't have the right to feel hurt and upset. All I wanted was for things to get better, for the pain to lessen, and for me to be able to move on from all of this. Instead, I'm being dragged into more drama, more fighting, more nonsense. I just can't take it anymore. I'm done with both of them. I don't need their toxic behavior in my life anymore. I just want to heal, I just want peace, and I don't want to keep fighting over and over again. So to Sam and to Derek, here's how I feel. Fuck you both. You've made this situation unbearable, and I'm done being your punching bag. I've been hurt enough, and I refuse to let either of you drag me down any further. She edited this updated post. Sam is in the comments and messaged me on here too. Blocked her. She posted an update on June 11, 2024. I don't think I can do this anymore. I've tried to be as strong as I can, I really have, but I've been struggling so much lately. It feels like everything is piling up on top of me and I'm just so tired. I don't know how much longer I can keep going like this. Some days, it feels like I'm walking through life in a fog, just going through the motions, trying to hold everything together, but feeling like I'm breaking inside. I just want things to be different, I want the pain to go away, I want to feel like I can breathe again. But the truth is, all I want is Becca. I miss her so much. I miss her smile that could light up any room, I miss her laugh that was so infectious, the way she'd try to make me laugh when I was feeling down by telling the silliest dad jokes. I miss how she'd sit with me in the garden and just talk about everything and nothing at all. I miss seeing her new drawings, all of them filled with so much creativity and life. I miss seeing her eyes full of curiosity and excitement. I miss how she made every moment feel special. I miss everything about her, and it feels like an unbearable ache in my heart. I just want her back. I want to hear her voice, to feel her hug, to see her face again. It's so hard knowing she's gone and that I can never get that back. It feels like part of me is missing and I don't know how to fill that hole. I don't know how to go on without her, how to keep putting one foot in front of the other when all I want is to be with her again. I just want my baby back. I need her back, and the weight of this loss is so heavy that it sometimes feels like I can't carry it anymore. I don't know how to keep living with this emptiness, but somehow I have to find a way. It's just so hard and I don't know if I'm strong enough. Edit, I am okay. I just needed a space to vent. I was getting so many messages asking if I'm alright, and I just wanted to say thank you to those that reached out. I'm okay, I will be okay. Some days are harder than others, but I think I'll get through this. I'm so grateful for the little community I have here, thank you all so much. She posted an update on July 4, 2024. I'm still trying to process everything that's happened. Sam ended up taking her own life on June 20, 2024, and I am completely overwhelmed with emotions. I never imagined I would be writing these words, but here I am, trying to come to terms with what has unfolded. The shock and pain are almost too much to handle, and I don't know where to begin. Sam had hurt me deeply, and the betrayal I felt in the past was something I never thought I could recover from. But no matter the circumstances, this is not something I ever wanted. I never wanted anyone to reach a point of feeling so alone and desperate that they would make such a devastating choice. It's been incredibly hard to wrap my head around, and I find myself thinking about what could have been done differently, even though I know it's not that simple. Derek's reaction has been difficult to handle too. He's blaming me for what happened, and it feels like an emotional weight I can't escape. It's hard enough dealing with the loss and the guilt without the added burden of his accusations. I know that people deal with grief in their own ways, but it's still so painful to hear him point the finger at me, especially when I'm already drowning in my own feelings of loss and confusion. I have so many conflicting emotions right now. I feel devastated by the loss of someone who, despite everything, I had a connection with. I'm heartbroken for her family, and for what led her to that point. At the same time, I'm still reeling from everything that happened before her death. The guilt, the anger, the hurt, it all mixes together, making it difficult to think clearly. I just don't know how to process this, how to make sense of it all. It's like everything I thought I knew about myself, about my relationship with Derek, and about Sam has been turned upside down. I'm going to be away for a while again. I need some time to try to find some peace in all of this. I'm not sure how long it will take, but I need to take care of myself and focus on healing, even though it feels impossible right now. I wanted to update you all because I've been receiving messages of support and concern, and I appreciate it more than you know. But for now I need space. I'll be back when I'm ready. Thank you for understanding. She posted an update on July 11, 2024. I'm taking a break from Reddit for a while and I'm going on a trip in a week. After a lot of thinking and reflecting on everything, I've decided it's time for me to step away from social media for a while and focus on myself. So many of you have been encouraging me to take a break, and it's finally time to take that advice. My job doesn't need me back until the middle of August, and I realize this is the perfect opportunity to do something for myself. Over the past few months, I've been so fortunate to have my mom stay with me a lot. She has been an incredible support, and when she couldn't be here, my best friend stepped in. Both of them have been absolute lifesavers, but I also started feeling like I was asking too much of them. They've both given so much of their time and energy to help me get through these tough times, and I didn't want to continue leaning on them like that. So, after some thought, I decided that maybe getting away and spending some time focusing on myself could be the best way to reset. In a week, I'm going to Norway. Becca and I always dreamed of going there one day, and it was on our bucket list. I can't even explain how much this trip means to me. It feels like something Becca would have been so excited for, and I can feel her in my heart every step of the way. I'm actually feeling excited about it, which is something I haven't felt in a while. I'm looking forward to just breathing and experiencing something new, something that Becca and I always hope to do together. Even though she's not physically with me, I know she'd be thrilled for me to take this step and follow through on something we talked about so often. I'm also considering getting a pet when I return. I've been thinking about it for a while now, and I feel like it might be a good way to bring a little more life and joy into my home. However, I think I'll wait until after I move, as I want to be in a more settled space before taking on that responsibility. But it's something I'm looking forward to, and I think it would be a positive change for me. I just want to say thank you to everyone who recommended I do this. Your encouragement and support have meant the world to me, and I can't express how much it's helped me get through the hardest times. Becca would have been so frickin' thrilled that I'm doing this, and I know she'd be cheering me on. I can already hear her excitement in my mind, and that's what's pushing me to go forward. You probably won't hear from me for a while. I'm going to take a long break from Reddit and all my social media. I think it's the right decision for me, and I need to focus on healing without any distractions. But just know that I love and appreciate all of you who have been there for me. I would have been so lost without some of you, and I will forever be grateful for the kindness, support, and understanding that you've shown me. This journey isn't easy, but with the support of people like you, I feel like I can take the next steps, even if they're small ones. I'll be back when I'm ready, but for now, I need some time to focus on myself and my healing. Thank you again. She posted an update on October 24, 2024. A few updates. Hi everyone. I haven't been on here in so long, but I've gotten so many messages asking for an update, so here it is. First off, Norway was absolutely breathtaking. I honestly can't express how much I loved it. The scenery was stunning beyond words, and I had such a great time exploring and taking in all the beauty the country had to offer. I met some amazing people along the way, which made the trip even more special. The experience was incredibly healing for me, and I'm already planning to return in the future. I feel like there's so much more to explore there, and I know I'll find my way back. A couple of weeks ago marked the 6-month anniversary of Becca's death. It's been such a hard and emotional time, but I'm finding that it's getting a little easier to navigate through everyday life. I still have my moments, but I'm slowly learning to live with the pain, even though it's always there in the background. That being said, I do feel guilty at times for even thinking about moving on or healing. I'm trying to reconcile those feelings because it feels wrong to start finding joy again while still mourning Becca. I don't know if that makes sense, but maybe it does to those who have lost someone close to them. Grief is a complicated thing and it doesn't have a timeline. On a positive note, I moved out of the house Derek and I shared about a month ago, and I'm settling into a cozy little house all to myself. It's been such a relief to have a space that's just mine. It's small but it's perfect, and it's been such a huge step for me. Oh, and I also got a dog. His name is Charlie, and he's an adorable little Cavalier Spaniel. He's been a wonderful addition to my life, and I absolutely love him. He brings me so much comfort and joy, and he's been keeping me company while I adjust to this new chapter in my life. Also, the big news, I am officially divorced as of last week. The whole process went as smoothly as it could, and I'm so relieved that it's over. It wasn't as difficult as I imagined, and I'm just happy to have it behind me. It's one less thing to weigh me down. However, one strange thing is that Derek didn't want any of Becca's things when we were sorting out who gets what. He left everything to me and I couldn't understand why. I really tried to get him to take something, anything, because I felt like he might regret not having a memento of her, but he insisted he didn't want anything. So, all of Becca's belongings are in the guest bedroom right now, and I'm still figuring out what to do with them. It feels strange to have all her things in one room, but I'm trying to figure out a way to honor her memory while also moving forward. I've also heard that Derek is struggling right now. Apparently he's turned to alcohol and has quit his job. I'm not sure what's really going on with him, but it sounds like he's not in a good place. It's hard to hear, especially after everything that's happened, but at this point, I'm not sure how much I can do or if I should even be concerned. Besides that, I think that's all for now. Things have been pretty quiet on my end, but I'm still adjusting and taking things day by day. I just want to take a moment to thank everyone who has supported me through all of this. I've made some wonderful friends here and I'm truly grateful for each and every one of you. Your kind words, your support, and your presence in my life mean so much to me, and I don't think I could have made it through these past months without you. Thank you for everything. Thank you so much for listening story to the end. If you enjoy our videos, so don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Have a good day, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do it and hit the notification bell icon to stay updated with more shocking real-life stories happening around you.